legalization of cannabis is nothing more than a political deception to fool the average citizen to make government have total control. I know that sounds completely extreme, but in this video, I'm going to break that down, guys. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chris from Ambrosia Buds. And a few months ago, I made a YouTube short basically saying what happened if Walmart sold weed, the Walmart of weed. That video went viral. I got a lot of feedback from that video and a lot of comments. And I was basically just spouting off the top of my head everything that I've seen in the cannabis industry in the past 25 years, going from East Coast to West Coast, West Coast to East Coast. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the legal structure of the legalization of cannabis, how it affects the average consumer, or how it's going to affect the average consumer, how it affects the average grower, why it's a bullshit, it's a shit show, and also get into what everybody feels about it, because that's, we live in a democracy. And when you look at the comment sections on that Walmart of weed video I did, and that's why I made this thumbnail look like that, you'll see what people truly think, but you're not hearing that. That's a huge problem. So let's just get into it first and foremost. So when you look at the states, and this video is going to be a little bit longer, guys. So, if you're driving, throw in your earbuds or put it on Bluetooth or something like that. Be safe. But this is going to be a longer format video. So please stay with me to the end. So when you look at the legal structure of how legalization is going, or the recreational use of cannabis for adult use is going in most states, it's all copy and pasted. They're using the same thing, and they're promoting it with this social equity program, but it's nobody's improvising anything. And what you're also seeing, and I've seen this because I've lived in these states, like when you look at Colorado, California, Oregon, the states that have been recreational use the longest, you're seeing the flaws that I'm about to bring up in this video being highlighted, and everybody agrees with me. Okay, what the government is setting up right now is a corporate takeover of cannabis. And the reason they're doing that is Wall Street. It's a money game. You're looking at right now, I'd say a 350 billion to 400 billion dollar industry that's not being taxed. Currently, it's roughly a $32 billion industry that they can legally tax. But when you have 300 to 400 billion dollars on the table, Israel might want some of that money right now. Let's be real. Okay. And I'm bringing politics into it because this is a political game. Because right now, the biggest hiccup that the cannabis industry has is it's not federally legal. And the reason they're keeping that process slow is because the minute it becomes federally legal, banking can get involved. And when banking gets involved, Wall Street gets involved. This is not about the average consumer. It's not about protecting the average consumer. It's not about the health issues of what cannabis does. The, the FDA, fuck you. You're a joke. You've known cannabis has been safer than fentanyl, Oxycontin, and Xanax for that matter. Shit, cannabis is probably safer than the fucking drinking water of Flint, Michigan. Okay. But it's all about the investors placing themselves in the perfect position on the chessboard to make the most money. And when you're talking about a 300 and 400 billion dollar industry right from the get, it's going to increase beyond that. Okay. So that structural setup is a starting point. But what's more important, when you look at my Walmart of Weed video, and I got a lot of replies from that, guys, it everybody agrees. Like, big industry takes over, quality goes down. It's never about the quality, and it's not about protecting the small time growers, not the influencers, but the advocates that got us to where we are now. The only thing that got us to where we are now is it's an undeniable taxable revenue resource. Okay, it's a commodity, if you will, a renewable resource that can be easily taxed. But when you look at MSOs, multi-state operators that are coming into states, and that's what's happening. So California, Oregon, Nevada, uh, like you name the states that where recreational has been legalized, MSOs are setting up like dominoes to take over to the states that are going to become recreational in the future. My state of Virginia, prime example of that. And here's how you can see the evidence in slow motion. That's what's really important, because my state of Virginia has had a medical program for years. Okay. But now that we have a new governor, Abigail Spanberger, they're going to flip that domino to push it to recreational use. But there's already 5 major pharmaceutical companies that have huge canopy-sized warehouses of growing cannabis. There's no way a mom and pop shop, an average grower, a small-time grower, an advocate that like these fucking companies did not fight for this. They had capital in their pocket, but the government is going to allow big time business to push them out. That is the Walmart of weed. Now, there's a way to change that. Okay. And what I'm going to do too is in the description below, I'm going to leave you a legal structure where states should follow. And I'm not saying it's perfect, not saying it's perfect by any means, but look at the legal structure that I left below in the description, and you can see how this legal structure protects the small time grower, what I like to call the legacy grower. Okay, so first and foremost, I have no problem with Walmart selling weed. Okay, but the rollback prices, the clearance, yeah, I get it, but they need to be putting local growers on the shelf. So any MS and the Walmart of weed already exists. Okay, if you don't want to admit to that to be true, you MSOs already know it's true. The multi-state operators are already the Walmart of weed. They just put a different color or a different name or a different brand on it. You're killing the fucking industry. You're taking the craft out. You're taking the craft and the passion out of it. You're selling less quality shit, and you're completely complying to your pimp, which is the federal government, when our federal government, which is a democracy, should be complying to us. The laws should be written to protect small time growers, because mom and pops, local economies actually do better. Okay. And I know like everybody's like, well, I don't give a shit if the price is cheap, this and that. It it matters. It completely fucking matters. And everybody that's commenting on my videos completely agrees to me, but nobody's speaking up. And that's why I am trying to form a craft cannabis union. So I have no problem with the federal government wanting to build up corporate cannabis. However, you will have resistance, you will have friction, and that will be the craft growers. So for all you craft growers, please do yourself a favor, subscribe to the channel, follow me. I'm completely new to how to do this, but I know this needs to be done because the cannabis industry is getting raped. I mean, raped, like right up the bunghole. Like the weed that's coming out now is fucking trash. It's shit. 20 years ago, the weed was way better. Mom and pops can grow better weed. You don't need FDA approval. The FDA approved Oxycontin. Look what happened. We had a fucking heroin, you know, epidemic. We got kids now that don't have fucking parents, or the kids might not even be alive for a drug that the FDA approved to be, I don't know, okay. Food's killing you. Your government is fucking lying to you. And everybody is on that same frequency of knowing that's true, but nobody's saying anything about it. And I've been warned. I actually reached out to a couple of people 2 days ago about, hey, I'm starting this, I'm thinking about this union thing. Both of those people told me the same thing. They're going to murder you. Well, you know what? I'd rather die a martyr knowing that I'm doing something right. And if they do kill me, fuck you. But as far as the Walmart of weed, it's already existing. And we can stop it right now. We can stop it right now. And here's how. The description below. You got to read it. Like, there's simple things that the laws could change that would make them better as far as local economy. That would be like, I don't know, if you want to run a dispensary, or if you want to run a major manufacturer of, growing cannabis in the state that's opening up, you need to be a resident for 2 years. Do micro licensing. So instead of a 10,000 square foot canopy, people can have just 100 or 50 plants and do consumer to direct, sales. It's stuff like that. None of that is being talked about. None of that is being put in place because politicians are being bought. These politicians are nothing but political prostitutes. And if you think the legalization of cannabis is great, well, you should have smoked some fucking weed 20 years ago. Peace. Stay green, keep growing, and subscribe to the fucking channel because I'm keeping this rolling.